Welcome back! Today I'm going to show you how to professionally clean up the back of your tapestry. I'm using FUSIBLE fleece for this, and I'll leave the link in the description box where you can grab some for yourself. Alright, so I'm going to cut it down to the size of our tapestry, and with regular cotton fabric I'm also going to cut down our labels. Then I'm going to press down the edges to form a nice seam, and then with a permanent fabric marker I'm going to sign my name as well as date it. You can also use ribbon instead of fabric for this. Your FUSIBLE fleece will have a right side and a wrong side. The soft fuzzy side is the right side, and the tacky side, which has the glue, is the wrong side. Place your sign label on top of your fleece on the right side and make sure you have a good distance around your label. Next, we're going to take it to our sewing machine and we're going to stitch around. Make sure you do a little bit of a back stitch first and then go straight to the edge. You want to get close to the edge of your label as possible, so feel free to hand crank it. And of course, once you've reached the edge, you want to make sure your needle is down and your pressure foot is up, and you want to pivot. And then carry on with the rest of the sides in the same manner. If you wanted to, you could also hand stitch this instead of using your sewing machine, but the sewing machine is much quicker. Carefully trim your loose threads. Then you want to put your FUSIBLE fleece on top of your tapestry. Make sure it's centered just right. And press down with your iron a few seconds in each spot. Take your time and repeatedly check just to make sure that you're not pressing in any folds or there's any bubbles. You want to make sure you have a nice good fuse. Now this is fairly secure, however we're going to do one better and we're going to make sure that backing is really on there. So we're going to hand stitch around the backing with embroidery floss. As you can see, I use up a lot of my blue. However, I think that blue is too harsh for the background. I'm going to use a more muted blue to match our tapestry. I personally like this to be as decorative as possible. That's why I like to use a contrasting color. However, if you'd like, you can just use a regular white color to match the backing. So we're going to thread our tapestry needle and then tie a knot at the end. This is the method I like to use to tie a knot at the end. I actually learned this in high school with my sewing teacher. It always makes a cute little knot at the end and it's super quick. So trim off the tail so it's short and let's get started. Slide your needle in behind the backing and you want to pick up your tapestry but not go through the front of it. You just want to pick up a few of the threads in the back and then go up at about, I don't know, a centimeter into your fleece. And then you're going to repeat and go at the very edge this time. Don't pull your thread all the way through, make sure there's a loop and then send your needle through that loop. And this is the start of a blanket stitch. Okay, so we're going to repeat the same thing and we're going to send our needle through the backing of our tapestry, making sure you're picking up some of the tapestry but not all the way through. Leave a small loop with your thread and then thread your needle through that loop. The blanket stitch is amazing because first of all it's decorative, it looks pretty. It also is really secure. So if you were ever worried about your fleece backing coming loose, especially around the corners, this is a great way to secure it. Now, I don't do this to all of my wall hangings, it's not necessary. However, some wall hangings are more time consuming and valued a lot higher, which means it kind of needs more respect, and it's nice to be able to tag your work. And I feel like when you sign it by hand, as opposed to using a stamp, it makes it that much more special and more valuable. And it also makes my work be more recognizable than other people's work, like a real artist. After all, I feel like it's a painting with knots. If you'd like to make your own portrait of knots, I'll leave the link on the screen now of exactly how I did this. And I'll see you in the next one.